Every year, millions of people in this country spend their summer holiday at the British seaside. They queue for fish and chips in Whitby. They walk along the prom in Brighton. They sit on the beach at St Ives and take a photo that immediately makes their mortgage feel like an act of violence against their soul. Because here is what the same people do not know. There are British seaside towns, real ones, with real beaches and real sea and real salt air, where the average house price is not £400,000, not £300,000, not even £200,000. According to Rightmove's July 2025 analysis of over 200 coastal areas across Great Britain, there are seaside towns in this country where you can buy a home for under £130,000, some of them for under £125,000. One of them, the one we are getting to at number 1, has an average asking price of just over £122,000. That is less than the average annual salary in some London jobs for a house by the sea. A quick honest note before we start, the title says under £130,000, and most of these towns are exactly that. A couple of entries are slightly above, in the £130,000 to £150,000 range. But all of them appear in Rightmove's own analysis of the most affordable coastal locations in Great Britain, and all are priced at less than half the national average. And the comparison I want you to hold in your head, the average asking price for a home in Sandbanks, Poole, is £1.2 million. Every single town on this list costs less than 1/10 of that. Same country, same coastline, same Rightmove website. 10 towns, all from Rightmove data. Subscribe, because number 1 has a price and a location that will make you wonder why you have never heard of it before today. Number 10. Workington, Cumbria. Workington sits on the Solway coast of Cumbria, on the Irish Sea, facing west, catching sunsets over open water in a way most English coastal towns simply cannot. It is a former industrial port town, and it makes Rightmove's 2025 list with an average asking price of £158,956, more than £200,000 below the national average for coastal property. Workington is not the isolated rural escape some visitors expect. It has a town centre, a hospital, a railway station on the Cumbrian coastline connecting Carlisle and Barrow-in-Furness. The Lake District National Park begins approximately 10 miles east. Keswick is a 25-minute drive. For buyers who want to live within reach of the national park at a fraction of the price, Workington is the answer. Terraced properties average £100,000 to £130,000, with semis in the £140,000 to £180,000 range. The honest picture, Workington has faced economic challenges since the steel industry declined. The local job market is limited and the geography is remote. For remote workers and retirees, this is irrelevant. For people who need a dense local labour market, it is a genuine consideration. The Cumbrian coast offers sea access, national park proximity, and prices at a fraction of comparable south coast locations. Number 9. Fleetwood, Lancashire. Fleetwood sits at the northern tip of the Fylde Peninsula, a planned Victorian fishing port designed in the 1830s by the architect Decimus Burton. The result is one of the most complete examples of planned Victorian town design in England, with a lighthouse at the seafront. The tram connects Fleetwood to Blackpool in approximately 25 minutes. Average asking price £148,101. Terraced properties average £80,000 to £120,000. With semis in the £120,000 to £160,000 bracket. 3-bedroom terraces within walking distance of the seafront are regularly available under £130,000. The beach faces west across Morecambe Bay. On a clear day, the Lake District fells are visible. Fleetwood is the northern terminus of the Blackpool Tramway, one of the oldest operating systems in the world, running since 1885. Buyers wanting filed coastal living get it here at 10 to 15% below comparable Blackpool streets. After the honest challenge, the fishing industry has largely gone, and the town centre shows signs of that transition. The housing stock is old in places and requires proper survey. It is not a polished tourist destination. It is a working Lancashire town with a seafront and prices that reflect its economic reality. Number 8. Bootle, Merseyside. Bootle is not a seaside town in the traditional postcard sense. It is a northern suburb of Liverpool on the Merseyside coast, with the Mersey estuary to the west. Average asking price £135,208. The Liverpool factor is everything. Bootle is connected to Liverpool city centre by Merseyrail, approximately 15 to 20 minutes from Bootle New Strand to Liverpool Central. Liverpool's full employment base, financial services, the port, 2 universities, or 2 Premier League club is accessible from Bootle. The average asking price in Liverpool city centre is well above £200,000. In Bootle, it is £135,208. The housing stock is predominantly Victorian and Edwardian terraces, solid in construction with good room sizes. The honest context: Bootle has significant deprivation statistics. Buyers should research specific streets and postcodes rather than relying on the borough average. Combined with Merseyrail access to Liverpool in under 20 minutes, it functions as one of the most affordable urban coastal markets in England. Number 7. Grimsby, Lincolnshire. Grimsby is a fishing port town on the Humber estuary. At its peak, it was one of the largest fishing ports in the world. That industry collapsed in the 1970s. What remains is a town of 90,000 people with a significant food processing industry and an average asking price of £142,072. The Cleethorpes seafront, a full-scale traditional English seaside resort with beach, pier and promenade, is 2 miles from Grimsby town centre. Hull is 16 miles northwest across the Humber Bridge. The Humber Freeport designation and the offshore wind industry are diversifying the employment base. The Grimsby/Cleethorpes area has received significant levelling up investment. The honest picture: the name carries a reputation the town has been trying to overcome for decades. Some of it is unfair, some reflects real challenges. For buyers who do their research, Grimsby at £142,072 with Cleethorpes beach access is a significant opportunity. Number 6. Blyth, Northumberland. Blyth sits on the Northumberland coast, 12 miles northeast of Newcastle. Zoopla recorded the median house price at £116,195, describing it as one of England's most affordable coastal towns. Rightmove places the average asking price at £153,487. The beach is a genuine surprise to first-time visitors. Wide, sandy, dotted with coloured beach huts, and significantly underused compared to more famous Northumberland beaches. In Newcastle's employment base is commutable from Blyth in approximately 40 minutes by car or bus. Zoopla called Blyth a secret spot that locals tend to keep quiet about. The beach is real, the huts are real, the price is real. The only thing missing is the wider recognition. And recognition is what drives prices upward. Number 5. South Shields, Tyne and Wear. South Shields sits at the mouth of the River Tyne. The Tyne and Wear Metro connects it to Newcastle city centre in approximately 25 minutes. Average house price £121,730. Zoopla's affordability ratio for the town is 1.90, meaning the average couple spends less than twice their combined annual salary to buy the average home. For a coastal town with metro access to a major city, that figure is extraordinary. The Lees. a conservation area along magnesium limestone cliffs, is one of the most dramatic coastal walks in northeast England. The main beach is wide, sandy, and well maintained. The metro makes South Shields viable for Newcastle workers in a way isolated coastal towns are not. The honest picture: parts of the town away from the seafront have challenges the average price reflects. The town centre has experienced retail decline. Buyers should look at specific streets rather than treating the average as uniform. South Shields, at £121,730, is one of England's most affordable coastal towns with direct metro access to a major city. Number 4. Seaham, County Durham. Seaham is a small coastal town on the Durham Heritage coastline. Cliffs of magnesian limestone carved into caves and coves over millennia. The beach is famous among sea glass collectors. Millions of pieces from the glassworks that operated until the 1920s wash up to this day. Average asking price approximately £132,400. Seaham Hall Hotel, a 5-star clifftop hotel, hosts visitors from across the country. The beach consistently ranks among England's most underrated. Sunderland is 6 miles north, Durham City 12 miles west. The A19 provides fast access to the full Tyne and Wear conurbation. Seaham appears in multiple assessments of undervalued coastal towns. The combination of heritage coastline, sea glass beach, and a price under £135,000 is exactly the kind of opportunity that buyers in South Shields and Whitley Bay identified 5 and 10 years ago. Number 3. Withernsea, East Yorkshire. Withernsea is a small seaside resort on the Holderness coast, 16 miles southeast of Hull, with a lighthouse in the middle of the town centre so far from the water it looks like someone moved it there as a joke. They did not. The coastline eroded around it. Zoopla recorded the average house price at £118,200, calling it the cheapest seaside town in England. Rightmove sold price data records £142,155. 3-bedroom terraced houses near the seafront have been listed for £120,000 to £125,000 in 2025. The Holderness Coast's erosion rate is a real factor. The Environment Agency publishes erosion risk maps, and buyer solicitors should check these as standard. Properties set back from the cliff are significantly less exposed. Withernsea's price, its position on the cheapest seaside towns list, and its direct beach access make it one of England's most talked about affordable coastal options. The erosion risk must be researched at property level. For buyers who do that research, Withernsea at £118,200 to £142,155 is a significant opportunity. Number 2. Ardrossan, North Ayrshire, Scotland. Ardrossan sits on the North Ayrshire coast, 32 miles southwest of Glasgow, 47 minutes by train from Glasgow Central. The ferry to the Isle of Arran departs from Ardrossan Harbour. The Calmac crossing takes 55 minutes to Brodick. Ardrossan is part of the 3 towns alongside Saltcoats and Stevenston. Average prices consistently below £130,000. On clear days, Arran's Mountains and the volcanic plug of Ayrshire Craig are visible from the seafront. The direct trains to Glasgow Central run regularly. The Glasgow buyer who compares Ardrossan's Firth of Clyde view and sub £130,000 price to what the same money buys in a Glasgow suburb is making a specific decision. The commute is the trade, and many people making that trade describe it as one of the best financial decisions of their lives. The honest picture: Like many post-industrial North Ayrshire towns, Ardrossan has experienced economic challenges the prices partly reflect. Here, the value case rests primarily on the Glasgow train connection and the coastal setting rather than the local economy. Number 1. Saltcoats, North Ayrshire, Scotland, or at Saldo. Saltcoats is the number 1 entry on Rightmove's July 2025 analysis of the most affordable seaside locations in Great Britain. Average asking price £122,208. That is the cheapest of any named coastal area in the entire country. And Rightmove also recorded Saltcoats as experiencing the fastest asking price growth, 13% in a single year. The cheapest coastal town in Britain is also its fastest growing coastal property market. These two facts occupy the same piece of data. Saltcoats is on the North Ayrshire coast, part of the 3 towns with Ardrossan and Stevenston. The seafront looks over Irvine Bay to Arran. The beach is sandy. The town has a Victorian sandstone streetscape. There is a cinema, restaurants, a bowling alley, coffee shops. Saltcoats Station sits on the Ayrshire coastline. Direct trains to Glasgow Central in approximately 47 to 55 minutes. Have that single fact, 47 minutes from a £122,208 average asking price to Glasgow Central is the core of the value proposition. Agents at Glow Homes, Letting and Sales reported growing interest from young buyers working in Glasgow, willing to commute for a coastal home at a price Glasgow itself cannot offer. 10 seaside towns, all from Rightmove's analysis of over 200 coastal areas, published July 2025. Real prices, real beaches, real data. The pattern across all 10 is the same. The places underpriced relative to their assets are the places where growth follows. Saltcoats is growing at 13% while Sandbanks is falling. That is not a coincidence. That is the market correcting a mismatch between price and value. The South Coast has the reputation. The North has the price. In the sea is the same. The sky is the same. The fish and chips, the rock pools, the sound of waves, all the same. The mortgage payment is not. Like this video, if the Saltcoats number changed, how you think about what by the sea means in this country. Subscribe, because the next video covers 10 UK towns where house prices are actually falling right now, and the reasons why are not the ones you expect.